to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm just going to be showing you guys how you can use your left hand nuances with your diminished seventh chord in a very mind-blowing way. But before we dive right in, I want you guys to do something real quick for me. Click that subscribe button, like this video, and also drop your comments on what you want me to talk about next, and also share it to your friends that might need this video. Let's dive right into our video for today. We're going to be talking about left hand nuances, and many of you might have heard of left hand nuances before, and you might be wondering, oh, what is left hand nuances? Left hand nuances are basically you running a particular scale to whatever chord you're playing on your right hand. So for example, let's say you want to come to your 1 or to your B major 7th. So what do you do on your left hand? You can either run a 1 to, you see that? You can either run a scale to this. So now, what's one rule about the left hand nuances that everyone needs to know is this. Whenever you're running your scale, make sure your scale land on a target note. That's what we call target note. Target note basically means you are landing on a note that belongs to this chord you're playing on your right hand. What do I mean? This is a note in the chord. 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 So when you are running your nuances, make sure it reaches one of these notes. You see that? All right. Whichever way you want to run it, all right? So you can use different scales. So going on, you can either use a chromatic, you can use a pentatonic, you can use major, you can even use blues. But make sure you land on the target note. But we are going to be focusing on a chord on our right hand, which I call the diminished seventh chord. The diminished seventh chord. What's the diminished seventh chord? The diminished seventh chord is part of the seventh chord family. It's part of the chord, the main chords in the music. We have the major seventh, we have the minor seventh, we have the dominant seventh, we have the diminished seventh, we have the augmented seventh, we have the major minor seventh, and so on and so forth. But we're going to be talking about the diminished seventh today. So let's take the key of F sharp today. Now, how do you get your diminished seventh chord? This is how you get your diminished seventh chord. One thing you first look for is your root. Our root here is our 1, which is F sharp. Then you look for the minor third. All right, minor third. What's your minor third? Your minor third is basically your flat 3. So when you flatten your 3, it becomes a minor third. All right, you minor the third, you bring it down. That's your minor third. The next one we have here is your minor 5th also, or flat 5, whichever one you call it. Your flat 5, and the next one is going to be your 6. So your 1, minor third, flat 5, 6. That's your diminished seventh chord. Your diminished seventh chord. And if you want me to go into details about this diminished seventh chord, you want to know the meaning and how it is derived and how it can work on other keys, comment it below and let me know, and I will do that video. All right, let's continue. The diminished seventh chord. This is a diminished, and we have a diminished triad too. This is a diminished triad. So this makes it the seventh chord. Now, we now have what we call inversion. This is how the inversion work. If you take this is our first inversion, or you call it the root. If you take this up, it becomes the second inversion. If you take this to the next octave, it becomes the third inversion. All right? In other ways, you call this your root, your first, your second. If you take this up, it becomes your third. Then if you take this up, goes back to your 1. So I would rather tell you not to use this as a 1 inversion. Rather call it a root, the first, the second, the third, and the root. Very, very simple. So let's continue. So how does this work with our left hand nuances? Let's take a chord for an example. Let's make use of the C sharp diminished seventh, which is very, very common among many songs and many pianists today. Use the C sharp diminished seventh. How do you get your C sharp diminished seventh? For those of you that use sofa notation, this is your So, then you have your To, you have your D, and you have your Mi. All right, So, To, D. D is after your Do. D, not D. D after your Do, then your third. All right, that's your Mi. Yeah, so To, D, Mi. That's how you get your C sharp diminished seventh. And what's this chord to? This chord can actually go to your 2. So, all right, to your 2. So that is how you use that C sharp diminished seventh chord. It takes it to your 2. What about the F sharp own itself? All right, the F sharp own can take it to your 2 or take it to your 3. If you want me to do a proper video on diminished chord, let me know in the comment section. But today we are just talking about how you can use it with your left hand nuances. So we are using this chord today to the 2. Now, how can we use it with our left hand nuances? This is what we can do on our left hand nuances. Let's take the dominant, or let's not use the dominant scale. Let's use a pentatonic scale. All right. Don't forget, we are to hit our target note. So each note here are what we need to hit. This is how you can make use of hits in a proper way. So you can either run your pentatonic to the third. You can either run your pentatonic to the third. So look at this. We have this as our target note. You can do. Or this. Do you see how you can use that? But one of the favorite one I do use is the pentatonic, is the chromatic rather. So you can just start from a random note, any random note. Yeah, everybody do use it. Most of you know that this particular movement is what you hear all the time. You know, right? So you can do this. You can even make it long. You see that? You can do as many as you want to do. So you can either take it, make it long, or you can make it short. You can do, or you can do. You can even use other notes. So let's take a song. How we worship you forever, love you forever, because this God is too good. How we worship you. Look at that. See that? Another song. Oh, glorious God, we praise your name. Again. Oh, glorious God, we praise your name. We lay our crown and worship you. Oh, glorious God, praise your name. We lay our crown and worship you. Amazing, right? This is just one of the best and good videos and quality tutorials you'll be getting. If you want more, don't forget to click on that subscribe button and drop your comment and also share. And I will see you in another mind-blowing theoretical video. See you in my next video.